Salutations everyone, my name is Gwen and welcome to an Eccentrics Hobby Closet. In this video, it's going to be another art video. I hate to tell you, it's another art video. I promise, I have other hobbies, I'll get to them, I promise. But this video is going to be a little different from the last art video that I did. But before I explain what I'm doing today, I need to change the scenery. So, I'll see you in like a second. Hello, welcome back. Look, I have hands. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to be doing a random character design challenge. This is going to be combining a few of my favorite things, being character design, tabletop games, and fantasy. So, I have my sketchbook. All of my character prompts are going to be randomly rolled. I have a list over here. I have dice. I'm going to be randomly rolling all of my things using various types of dice. Maybe I'll do a video showing off all of my dice. Maybe, possibly. We'll see. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So let's do a rolling montage. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. If I edit this and you can't see it, I will have it all typed out right here. So the character we are making. So I rolled for a couple of different things. I rolled for the genre. I did everything out of order because I'm silly. We're gonna be rolling for the genre. We rolled for the genre, which I rolled steampunk fantasy, which is wonderful. I'm currently doing a tabletop game based in steampunk fantasy, which is awesome. Makes me happy. We're doing a very femme character. She is going to be a furbolg, which is exciting. Furbolgs is one of my favorite D&D species, and I love furbolgs. I've been obsessed with them lately. She's going to be a scholar, which should be interesting. So, we're going to start sketching out some stuff here so you guys can kind of see my process in designing a brand new character. So yeah, I have my computer over here so I can look up references for stuff like anatomy and some clothing ideas and stuff. So yeah, let's get to work. So I'm going to be sticking to the more seems to be the more popular adaptation of a furbolg, which is kind of like I think some people have said like cow people, which is probably pretty accurate. I will be using Critical Role's adaptation of furbolgs. So Caduceus Clay, Nina, Pumat Sol. Because those are my favorites. So yeah, they tend to be very tall creatures because they are I believe they're giant folk. I don't have the wiki in front of me right now, so I can't tell you like all the specifics. So please don't at me about my knowledge of furbolgs. I actually recently designed a furbolg because my group is going to be taking a break from our campaign and doing a one-shot, which is very exciting because I am the kind of the forever DM for our group. But my husband offered to run a one shot so I could play with the group, and I took it as an opportunity to play a furbolg because I've always wanted to play a furbolg but have never had the opportunity to play a furbolg. So I'm going to be kind of going on the slimmer but muscular side of a furbolg. That's kind of what my standard is for doing furbolgs, like female furbolgs. By the way, these sketches, they're not going to be anatomically correct. This is just me trying to sort of get an idea of what I am looking for. Actually, I don't want the ears to be so floppy. Because they don't have to be. We'll see. Probably things might change between this and the final render. We just don't know. This is just the brainstorming period. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for some uh hair lengths, like some hair lengths and textures and stuff. So I will be rolling a couple of d10s for color, texture, and length. I need one more d10 because I like doing my rolls all at once. Okay, so we're going to have the hair is going to be very curly, shortish. That's how I interpret that, and light. Not like very light, not like a bleach blonde, but pretty light. So let's get a face down in here. I want her to kind of have like a very like, let's see, I want her to kind of have like some droopy-ish eyes because she's like this melancholic sort of character. Probably not as happy as I have her here. You know, she's honest, but she's got the big sads. And that's okay. That's okay to have the big sads. Let's give her some eyebrows and very curly, shortish. So I'm thinking maybe like maybe like that. Like it's not super short. Like it's not like buzz cut or anything like that, but it's pretty short, and also curly hair really shortens up. I know this because I have very curly hair. Well, not very curly hair, but curly hair kind of shortens up very easily. Um, Maybe give her like a headband or something to keep her hair out of her face. Ooh, glasses, because she's a scholar. My standard glasses are like these big, exaggerated, rounded glasses. I also want to give her a glasses chain, because that's more practical for like if she's like out and about doing stuff. So I'm going to roll to decide what kind of scholar she is, because she could be like an academic kind of person, but she could also be like maybe like I'm thinking academics like book smart, like spends lots of time in libraries and archives and stuff. But maybe she's also like an archaeologist or a botanist or a scientist. So I'm going to roll a d6, and that's going to decide. I'm going to come up with the list in my head. Okay, so she's going to be an archaeologist, which is cool. So I'm liking the idea of like the very standard sort of scholarly look, like a long jacket. I'm just doing a quick little body outline here that's going to act as a mannequin for me to look at clothes on. I want to keep this for the anatomy and for proportions and stuff. So these are not going to be exactly the same. But yeah, I'm looking at some scholar character design references. And yeah, I'm liking like the jacket. I think that's pretty standard across most fantasy RPG fantasy realms. So I'm thinking like this high collared jacket. Although she's also an archaeologist. Okay, so change of plans. We're going to go with let's see. We're going to do a vest because steampunk needs vests. I might actually keep the jacket that she like takes off. Not necessarily like a long like fancy jacket like I was thinking. Maybe more of like a practical duster. Um, she is very feminine, so I'm thinking maybe a longer skirt instead of pants. Um, so there's nothing too crazy going on in this design, really. It's much more practical. Um, I don't, which is very odd. Like I do some practical designs, but not a ton. Um, let me let me pull out a softer pencil so we can darken up these lines so you can actually see what's going on here. So we do have a little bit of a jacket here. We're going to do this high neck. Why not? Uh, High neck shirt with maybe like a little bit of a jabot type of thing. We're going to have a little bag because you need to be able to carry all your supplies. A little vest, skirt. Uh, ooh, do I give? What kind of shoes? I'm thinking like just like some practical shoes, but also with like some spats. Because why not? I think we'll do that. Yeah. Okay. Actually, instead of the headband with the, I think we'll do a which pencil is this? We'll do like a hat, like a protective little hat here. Yeah. And then her hair is messily sort of under it. All right. So this is what we have so far. I'm gonna quickly thumbnail kind of the whole thing put together, figure out like a silhouette type of thing. Um, Figure out like a pose or something. She's a little melancholic, so I'm thinking maybe just a little bit of a slouch, you know, and also with like leaning over to do all that digging and stuff, she might not necessarily have the best posture. I do not because I am an artist and I feel like artists have bad posture in general. uh, Please comment if you're an artist and you don't have garbage posture. By the way, in case you were curious, I'm not just sitting here in silence working on this. I have my computer over here and I am listening to the Realms Apart podcast, uh, which I definitely recommend checking out because it's delightful. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I'm very excited to fully sketch out and I'm very excited to render this character. Um, so I think this is about as much as I'm going to be doing here. Off camera, I will do the full actual sketch, and I will switch over to the speed draw portion. So I will be seeing you later. Very interesting. Which should be a very interesting. Hello, I'm back. Full disclosure, it has been an embarrassing amount of time since I did the video recording and finished this drawing, but you know what? Executive dysfunction happens. So, we're just going to keep the ball rolling and hope that I remember a lot of my thought process, which I sure hope I do. So, here we go. So I did my sketch. I stuck very closely to where I left off with the thumbnailing and all the design stuff. There was no more iterations because I was pretty happy with the first design that I came up with. Sometimes I do go through multiple designs, but this one was really just it felt like a first time dunk for me. Anyway, so after the sketch, I did some adjusting, making the hair make a little bit more sense, and then I started doing the line art. I had a lot of fun doing the curly hair, but I generally draw curly hair. I have a hard time, no offense to anyone with straight hair, but I find drawing straight hair to be boring. I have a hard time making straight hair look interesting. I'm working on it. There's a lot of things that I need to improve on as an artist, so that's on me. Anyway, this is the Furbolg. I decided to name her Addie Werner. I went onto a Fantasy Name Generator, which is my go-to website to help me come up with names for characters. And I used a combination of their Furbolg name generator for Dungeons and Dragons and a steampunk name generator to kind of try to pick and choose what her name was going to be. Because I couldn't leave her nameless. I just couldn't. In hindsight, now that I'm looking at this design, I'm realizing that there's not necessarily a lot of steampunk that is coming through. I mean, yes, it's fairly Victorian inspired, but beyond that, there's not a lot of the typical steampunk aspects to the design. That might be more of an environmental storytelling type of thing. But you know what? That's okay, because I still like the design. I just used that as sort of a springboard for what I was working on. So with the coloring, I stuck with a lot of browns, a lot of earthy tones, because she's an archaeologist. That kind of made sense. I did make her vest red, and I gave it a little plaid pattern because I wanted to have a little bit of interest in the design besides just brown. Give her a little bit of personality at least besides just being an archaeologist. I rolled for light hair, so I made her hair kind of like a sandy color, because it wasn't going to be super duper light. It wasn't going to be light or pale blonde. So I just went with this very earthy sandy color. And the skin tone I pulled from Caduceus Clay, as I mentioned before, from Critical Role. He and his Furbolg family kind of have a very grayish tone. Again, I didn't want to overwhelm the design with lots of brown, so I went with this coolish gray color to kind of contrast because it's a lot of warm browns. And I also went with blue eyes, again, as contrast for the rest of it. In the shading, I kind of wanted to give sort of the idea that, she's out in the sun right now. So I tried to figure out where that light source would be and how the shading would look, and, gave some pretty harsh shading around the hat and a little bit on the skirt and stuff, and then did some rim lighting around the edges where the light source would have been. Again, just to kind of sell that it's spray out and whatever. And as promised, I did not do a background. I don't enjoy doing backgrounds, but this needed something. I like to at least do something in the background. So I just did a basic shape with a little gradient, and I put her name in the corner. And this is the final design. I'm really happy with how she turned out. Again, I normally go through more design iterations, but I'm really happy with how this turned out the first time, design-wise. And then when it all came together in the digital rendering, I was really happy with how she turned out, especially since everything was randomly chosen. It wasn't a project that I specifically went out to and did all this research on.
I had to pull it together sort of while you guys were watching. I did edit a lot of the pause points out where I was doing a lot of reading and stuff. But I did all the research and the concepting for this in about 30 minutes, which I think is pretty good for me. I'm very happy with this. I don't know about you, but I like it. I think she's adorable. I'd like to do more with her sometime. Maybe I'll put her in another one shot or something if we ever do one again. And that's that. A couple of fun little notes. One, like I said, while I was working on the design process, I was listening to the Realms Apart podcast, which I really enjoy. I started listening to the podcast because of Momo O'Brien, who I follow, who does immersive experiences. My jam. So yeah, if you're interested in Dungeons and Dragons storytelling podcasts, I definitely recommend checking them out on YouTube. I'll try to put a link in the description. Also, in case you were wondering, the sweater that I was wearing in the video was one that I made. I posted it on Instagram along with a hat because I recently finished a matching hat for it. If you want to be able to see some fun little things between videos, because I am terrible about making sure that videos go out, please go follow my Instagram. Again, I will have it linked down below. And yeah, that I think that's it. Let me know if you like this video, if you want me to do more stuff like this, where you get to see more of my design process, or do more randomly generated designs. Maybe I could do one where you guys decide, where I do like a poll on Instagram and you guys can vote on what I draw or whatever. Let me know. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more of me struggling through communicating what's going on while I'm working on various projects and stuff, please consider subscribing. Like the video, comment so the algorithm sees it and other people see it. Share it with your friends because that'd be pretty rad. Check out Instagram, like I said, for some of the extra stuff that I do. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and do the things that you love to do most. Bye!